everyone, welcome to Windfall in Waterdeep. Thank you for joining us for an evening of Dungeons & Dragons. I'm Emma and I'll be your Dungeon Master this evening. We're thrilled to be streaming at twitch.tv/D&D and twitch.tv/RollTogetherRPG. For those who are new to Dungeons & Dragons, everyone here is playing a fantasy character in a fantasy universe. These players have their own unique characters. Now, normally I'd say they have sheets in front of them that tell them what they can do, but we're doing things a little bit differently this evening. All these characters are starting off at level 0, so the players have their stat rolls, their species, and a couple of proficiencies from their background, but not a lot else. They don't have classes yet, so we're going to see how it goes. We'll mostly be rolling 20-sided dice, which are these ones, to see if we're able to do what we set out to do. 20s are great, 1s are not so great. And while they play their characters, everything else in the universe is played by me, so actors at the theatre that they run, strange magical items, etc. And so together we'll create a story. I'm gender fluid, I use the pronouns M or Emma, and I'd like to give our players a chance to introduce themselves. So if you can please give your name, your pronouns if you'd like, and for now let's keep the characters a mystery for a little bit longer. So David, could you introduce yourself?
Hello, yes, I am David, go by he, him. I am a voice actor, and I am playing a mystery.
And Shamini.
Yeah, my name is Shamini, I use she, her pronouns, and I have mysterious spots on today.
You do have excellent spots. Hannah.
Hi, I'm Hannah, she, her, and I am a person who works with words and makes games with them. But, yeah, I could keep talking, but that would be using too many words.
Ooh. Who did that? Evie.
Hi, I'm Evie. I use she, her, and I am a professional human. I will not be playing a professional human in this game.
Intrigued. Sean.
Hi, I'm Sean. I go by he, him, and you may remember me from such productions as Israel the Moving House. And that's it.
Thanks, everyone. So we're going to be talking to each other for the next 3 hours. There'll be a roughly 5-10 minute break somewhere near the middle. It's all improvised, so we're not exactly sure when that will be, but we will let you know when the time comes. We have some lovely sponsors and supporters. They're all arrayed around us on the overlay, but I'm going to take you through them just in case you've missed them. We're delighted to be sponsored by Hero Forge. Hero Forge offer fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. You can see all of the minis we designed for this stream. They're on the overlay. Hero Forge fantastic. You can check them out at heroforge.com. We are also delighted to be sponsored by UltraPro. Now, UltraPro provides something that I desperately need, which is organization for your tabletop. They do dice bags, dice things, portfolios, etc. We have also these things that Chris keeps on their desk all the time. Like this is a gazer, and he is adorably grumpy. You can win something today. There'll be a competition if you just pop something in chat, and our mods will be telling you what you can win right now. So stick something in chat, find out what you can win, and chat to us, see what it is. But yes, you can find out what they sell over at ultrapro.com. We have a new sponsor, so you can check out the wonderful Elderwood Academy, who are the premium purveyors of bespoke gaming-themed gear, including hex chest dice boxes, spellbook deck boxes, which are disguised as bespoke ancient arcane tomes. They're really cool. You can see on the website, they look like spellbooks, then you open them up and you can put all your dice inside them. They are really excellent. You can check them out at elderwoodacademy.com. Really cool stuff. We're also supported by D&D Beyond, who are an amazing tool for playing D&D digitally. Now, normally you'd be able to see all of our character sheets on the overlay on the left-hand side. They don't have character sheets yet because they are level 0, so you cannot see them. But if at some point during this stream they become level 0, hopefully the overlay will appear and you'll be able to see them. So keep an eye out for it. We're also supported by Level Up Dice, who made these amazing, humongous table shakers for us. This is a D10. It's ridiculous. I have a normal size D10 somewhere here. Here we go. There'll be a link in chat if you want to check them out. They are ridiculously cool and big. we're also supported by 2 lovely D&D video games. So that's Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms and Warriors of Waterdeep. There'll be some codes at the bottom of the screen if you want to get some gems in either game. And if you want any more information, post in chat and our mods will be able to help you out with information about either of those games. We are All Together RPG on all of the socials if you want to follow us. And thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon who support us in everything that we do. And you can, again, check out our Patreon if you'd like to support us. Finally, we play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with wide-ranging sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans-positive, and we encourage and champion trans players and characters in our games. The DM and players may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own. We aim to avoid misgendering, but acknowledge that it does happen, and we have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. If we miss an instance of misgendering, we're open to being corrected, so please do let us know if you think one has been missed. And with that, we will dive into our new intro for Windfall and Waterdeep, and we'll see you back here in probably about 30 seconds. So, it's a relatively normal day in Waterdeep, which is a very large city somewhere in the Sword Coast, in Faerun, which is, where we play our games. There's a smattering of rain blowing off the mountain, and people are going about their business across the city. Waterdeep has a thriving cultural scene. There are some large opera houses and theatres that are renowned across Faerun, and then there's the fringe of venues that have popped up around these to attract some of the audiences, to train newer actors, and to try out more experimental content. In the Dock Ward stands such a venue, the Saveloy, a small theatre created in what was once a pub. The tap room is now a small proscenium arch stage, with a few rows of seating, varying sizes to suit the mixed denizens of Waterdeep. Behind the stage are a couple of rooms. There's one taken over by the actors for changing. There's one used mostly by the crew for making food and storing costumes that are not in use. And there's another, which has a small desk covered in papers, which is where the producer usually sits. Behind the alley, behind the theatre, there's a small alley, which is where the bigger props have been stored, covered by a makeshift roof to keep them dry. They look like rubbish to passers-by, but they've been carefully curated by the props master. And there is in fact a table out here with lots of different things out here. Sean may be giving something away there. The theatre's quite busy today in preparation for the opening night of Weenie Todd, the Tiefling Barber of Fleet Street, which you've all put on in the hope of recapturing your previous glory, your finest production you ever created, which was, of course, the Barber of the Grill. It's mid-afternoon when we join you. As before we meet any of you, something happens in the alley behind the theatre. We see a hooded figure with a knife. The audience, not you. None of you see this. Just the rest of us. A hooded figure with a knife running up the alley. They look behind them, they're quite wide-eyed, and wildly, and seeing all of these props laid out around them that just look like rubbish to them, but quite a clutter, they quickly drop something in amongst them before running off down the alley. On the stage, in the theatre, the actor Amorphia is currently being hurled into a fake oven by Cordethus, another of your actors. However, she keeps tripping over a chair leg. She's getting steadily more irate. Amorphia is quite a well-respected actor. She uses she/her pronouns. Would any of you be intervening in this situation? Amorphia is getting to the point of probably shouting at Cordethus. They've tried this a few times.
Ogden is just going to very silently like come onto stage in the rehearsal and just sort of put a sort of slightly apologetic hand up.
Could you describe Ogden?
Oh, yes. Ogden is a sort of tall, thin Goliath, grey skin with white markings, dressed entirely in black. Wait, no. Here's a good t-shirt. You could take off a good t-shirt. Just like very sort of pole-like, and just sort of wanders on looking quite somber, quite solemn, and moves over to the chair. And kneels down at the leg that she keeps tripping over. And I'm going to take some black foam out of my pouch and very carefully wrap the foam around to get some.
How is that going to help? That's not going to stop me from falling over it.
It is safer, though.
Unbelievable.
Continue.
Would anybody else
welcome.
be present?
Jem is probably round and about doing any of the 1001 things that are being asked of her. She did notice this, you can imagine, bursting out of the wings. Should I describe who
Please
bursts out
do.
of the wings? So Jem is a half mountain, half hill dwarf with very bright, vivacious blue hair and a bright, vivacious blue beard. She brooketh no fools, as the saying goes. It's coming out as so what seems to be the problem here?
This chair is just in completely the wrong place. Look, Cordithus keeps telling me that I need to stand over there, but if I stand over there, look, they only want me to stand over there because then their best side is to the stage. Unbelievable.
Have you done the choreography?
Yes.
And where does the choreography say you should stand?
There.
So stand there.
Well, I will stand there, but I need someone to move this chair.
Jem will very slowly, very deliberately, making eye contact the entire way through, pick up the chair and move the chair to the spot. There you go. I've accomplished the heroic task. Perhaps now you can continue with your rehearsals.
Perfect, thank you. Maybe now I won't fall over it every single time.
Jem just backs away, and as she turns, there's a roll of the eyes as whatever the Renaissance equivalent to a clipboard with some paper is there, and it's another task checked off. Simply says, herding cats.
Where would we find the rest of your characters on the opening night?
I think that Myrtle is kind of tucked away somewhere, furiously knitting what appears to be a very, very long string of knitted sausages. Because we need some more in this production. Myrtle is like a little halfling. She's a very elderly little halfling. She is, to be specific, 148 years old. And if you've known her for 5 seconds, she will tell you that. And she's kind of dressed in kind of autumnal colours with a big red scarf around her.
So you're probably in the costume room / kitchen. And as you're there, the other actor, there are 3 main actors in this theatre, and Halam, who uses he, him pronouns, sort of gingerly sticks his head round the door to see if you're there, and then sort of edges in, and you realise that he's like holding a sweater over his trousers. Myrtle?
Yes, busy knitting. What is it?
You know you gave me these trousers so I could have them in advance.
Give them here, my dear. Just don't tell me how it happened. Just give them here.
He sort of shyly takes off his trousers and gives them to you. And there are quite large moth holes in important places.
Gosh.
At this point, the door is like elbowed open, and Doc comes in the room and goes, "Oh, for goodness sake, Put some bloody trousers on.
I did have something.
And then goes, how are the sausages coming along?
Could you
Just
describe
4 more meters.
Doc for us?
Yes, Doc is an Aarakocra, which are the race in D&D who look like birds. And Doc looks like a pigeon. Has a knitted red scarf, which was very kindly knitted for her, because she uses she, her pronouns, by Myrtle. And looks like, you know when a pigeon gets it into their head that something is really important, that sort of beady-eyed wildness. It is the day before the show goes up, and Doc is the producer. And, you know, we've got to get people in. After Barber of the Grill, you know, this one's got Barber in. Hopefully it'll bring people back.
Could someone explain why you're knitting sausages?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, I guess the best way to explain is that how do theatres make money? Well, they're either very successful, or they've got a rich person who's willing to give them lots of it. And Doc has been effectively grovelling before the relative of one of the actors for the past however many years to keep this theatre alive. That relative being Willie the Sausage King. And in exchange for not unlimited, but relatively generous funding from one person, and a lot of product placement, the theatre has been kept alive for quite a few productions now. And so it is vitally important, Doc says, turning back to Myrtle, if we could just please get as many of those sausages in the scenes as possible, even if they're covering a banister, if somebody walks on waving them round like nipple tassels at this point, I do not care. Right, trousers, and turns around and leaves the room.
Well, looks like I've got some sausage nipple tassels to get after this. Okay, right, give me half an hour and your trousers will be fine. Jesus, have you been battling a moth?
I just got back and they were like that.
Of course they were, dear. Now run along to your rehearsals. They'll be ready in half an hour or so.
Do you have any other ones I could wear?
No.
No.
You're out of luck, my love, but don't worry, there's no such thing as modesty in the theatre.
Edges out of the room gingerly. Sean.
Hello.
Where do you think old Georgie would be?
Well, I think that old Georgie and Ogden have probably had a conversation at some point because one of the actors received a splinter from one of his wooden props. So he's been given a piece of sandpaper. He slightly misunderstood what it's actually for, and it's actually going around all the smooth surfaces and making them rougher.
So are you inside the theatre or are you outside with all your props?
He's probably been nipping in and out, and therefore missed certain key events that he doesn't know happened. But yeah, it's probably currently outside sanding down a fake pipe organ.
As you're walking past the props table, you know this inside out. Like, you spend a lot of time with these, one person's trash is another person's treasure. You accumulated these over time by collecting them and bringing them back because one day they might be useful. So you know these very well. Roll a history check on your domain.
That would be a 6.
You don't notice especially that anything is wrong, although I will say that if you spend a fair amount of time out here, you probably would eventually notice that something is wrong. And
for those wondering at Old Georgie is a turtle. He got his moniker before Myrtle joined, so at the time he was the oldest, but now is significantly outstripped. But steadfastly just keeps being called Old Georgie. He wears a fat cap.
Yes.
And he's just kind of your cheerful, very jovial old chap. He's probably whistling, but I won't subject you to that now.
Adorable. So I'd say that the rest of the afternoon passes pretty much as usual. This theatre runs mostly on the energy of all of you making it run. It's quite chaotic, but you get by. Old Georgie, after a couple of hours, you're going over the props table again, and you do notice that there is a pouch there that is not one of your pouches.
Now, what could this be then? I don't remember this. Maybe it's a donation. People are lovely, aren't they? I'm going to pocket it. Probably just means he pulls his arm into his shell and then it comes back out again and there's no pouch.
As soon as you pick it up, you do feel a slight compulsion to want to open it.
You're right in.
It is full of gold. It's surprisingly light, but it is full of, and they're strangely shaped gold. Dragons, which are the coins in Waterdeep, are usually sort of like a rectangle with slightly curved sides. These are like crescent moon shaped. Did you take one out?
What do you mean, did you take one out? Oh my gosh!
Could you roll a wisdom save for me?
Oh my gosh!
Starting off strong.
Wisdom save, that is a 14.
Okay.
Do you mean okay?
Definitely gold. And there's a lot of it in there.
Should probably report this tomorrow.
Oh, sorry, Shamini?
I was gonna come along. I found the splinter. I thought you might want it back.
Oh, is that the offender?
It's still got some blood on it.
Ah.
Would you like it?
Stories this would tell, eh?
Yes, being inside someone, probably.
I'll put that where it won't hurt nobody no more, no?
Thank you, old Georgie. You did all the sanding, right?
Oh yeah, feel that table. Nothing's going to slip off that ever. Ow.
That is less of a slip hazard than it was. I shall make a note of that in case anyone wants to walk on it.
I mean, I prefer they didn't. I think this is the collapsible one. You're going to push some weight on it and the legs just fall out.
There should be a sign or something. I'll go and make a sign.
Yeah, it's on the underneath.
Right, as long as there's a sign, I suppose.
Yeah. I saw your checklist. Tick. Sign.
Thank you.
It's all right. We got same wavelength, you and me, yeah?
Yes.
Can I give you this back now? Sandpaper.
Oh, all right.
I think I've done everything.
Right, thank you. Right. Ogden will go back inside with the sandpaper.
Ogden?
Yes?
Did you happen to drop like a pouch? You know what, never mind, it's fine.
All right.
As you are heading back inside, there is a small scream from the actors' changing room. Anyone who's in the kitchen would hear it. Those of you who are not in the kitchen, or currently travelling back into the theatre, could you tell me what your passive perception is?
So it's people who aren't in the theatre are passive perception.
In the kitchen / costume room. Yeah.
Yes.
You're way too busy. This is going to involve some maths. Bear with me.
Just your 10 plus your wisdom, unless you're proficient.
In which case, that's not going to involve some maths.
Sorry, just 10 plus whiz.
Yeah, unless you're proficient in perception.
26.
Oh, no, plus your
Wisdom modifier.
So 13 for you.
Right.
Cool. That will be, because I'm assuming I'm not proficient, I don't think I am, that's a 12.
You both hear this.
Oh, for God's sake, opening night. Okay.
Georgie, what is your...
9.
You do not hear the initial scream now. You're too busy being happy about handing off the sandpaper and finding a lot of money.
I'll go back to whittling something. Nice and sharp.
Everyone else is aware there's a scream occurring in the changing room.
Heading there very quickly, just muttering under her breath, "Is this another bloody splinter? I'm going to speak to that turtle."
Myrtle, would you head in there as well, or would you stay where you are?
Yes, it's costume. It's my business. I continue to knit as I walk. It's just constant. No time to waste. More sausages. I'm working on the nipple tassels now.
Oh no!
Someone draw it. Maybe. As you all enter at the same time, miraculously, the actors' dressing room, what you see is Hallam being threatened by a person who's wearing black tight clothing with a hood over their head and having quite like a sharp, small, functional knife. It's quite jagged, and he's got hold of Hallam's wrist. And he's sort of like pulling Hallam's wrist and like saying in quite a low, growly voice, like, "It's mine, I need it, have you seen it?" And Hallam has screamed in response, which is what you've all responded to.
Now we're all just crammed in the doorway.
Seeing all of you, he pulls Hallam to him, puts the knife on his throat and says, "If anyone makes a move, he gets it."
No, all right, yeah, that's our actor. What, we need him tonight for the show. Please don't. What do you... And just gestures at Jem to be like, "Jem, de-escalate."
Ogden will also just look at Jem. Like,
De-escalate, you say?
Myrtle is brandishing a knitting needle menacingly.
"I left a pouch here and I want it. I want it back."
Look, there's 2 ways this could go. Either you let go of our actor, and maybe we can find you a nice job as a stunt fight coordinator. Or this escalates, things end up bloody, nobody has any pouch. So why don't you just tell us what you're looking for, because we can help you. But if you hurt our actor, he's not going to like the way it goes.
You feel free to roll a persuasion check or an insight check to find out what this person... or George, you'll probably be aware of like a commotion at this point if you wish to make your way into the building.
I will ever so slowly start to go and see what all the hubbub is about.
is that because you're old, or because you're a turtle, or you're just...
Yeah.
Okay.
It's another day, innit? I was gonna say like I'm proficient in intimidation, but I'm guessing at level 0 my proficiency is 0, so it makes no odds. Persuasion, you say, or insight?
Anyone's welcome to roll insight. You can roll persuasion if you want.
I'll have a go. I'll have a go at persuasion. So trying to talk the situation down, and not that insightful necessarily, unless I'm given a task. Oh, how do I roll on Beyond with that character sheet?
Just get to it.
Roll a dice.
Remember dice.
It's fine. I've got it. I wish I didn't have it, but I've got it. That is a flat. Well, it's a 4 plus 3. That's 7, which is great. And totally worth that suspense.
Wow.
He starts pushing the knife tighter into Helen's neck.
Whoa, okay. Pouch. Description, colour, contents. We have a lot of props. It's the show is tonight.
It's brown, it's got money in it.
Brown.
I can't see one.
Ogden, you're great at detail. Maybe check the props. Maybe it's got mixed up. Sorry. What was the value? Can we while we sort it out, we can think about compensation. Doc is like, we cannot replace an actor.
No, I need the pouch or this person dies. And then you all die.
In what she assumes is the most de-escalatory tone that can be managed, with that voice that anyone who's worked in theatre knows stage managers are perfectly capable of. It's just, has anyone in the name of Moradin in all of this place seen a brown pouch with some money in it?
What?
A brown pouch with some money in it.
You're gonna have to speak up, dear.
Keep it down. I don't want everyone to know about it.
Just trying to help.
Right. Would you be willing to sit down and threaten while we go look, or does that work?
I'm not moving till the pouch is here.
Ogden is moving through the back part of the theatre.
Old Georgie, you would probably be there by now.
Bumping into old Georgie, but Ogden is looking very carefully everywhere, and I did roll a natural 20 on my perception check. No, the pouch isn't there, but I'm if it was,
you would have seen it.
You would have seen it.
You've not seen any pouches that you haven't already seen in this theatre before.
Excuse me, old Georgie. Sorry to disturb you.
What is it, Biggin?
Just looking for a brown pouch with money in it. It's a little bit urgent.
Oh.
Yes.
That pouch?
I don't know, but it's worth a try. Would you mind coming and waving it at this sort of knifey person that's might be going to kill Hallam? That would be great. This way.
Should we be walking a bit faster? I mean, I can. It's just some of those words that you said were a little bit troubling.
That's smart. Old Georgie has one, if this would help.
This bit look like this?
Yeah, that one. Give it me.
Okay, knife down.
No, you all get in here first so I can get to the door, and then you give it me and then I go, right?
A very small room.
All of us.
I'm quite tall. I wouldn't want us to be squished together.
Can I roll persuasion? Because this is just like straightforward. Please, like being logical here. We've done what you've asked. Please.
You all just back away from the door, right? Back away.
Okay.
Hallam's just like
into a sausage that's been knitted.
Just with a look on the face, like, I left the mountains for this.
He like nudges Hallam forward, like, oh, you get. He's like pushing him towards the door so he can like maneuver past you.
Oh no! Does Hallam have any trousers on?
He has managed to find a jumper that he's currently wearing as trousers.
That works. It's fine.
Feet down
I
the
would like
legs.
to point out that Myrtle is still brandishing a needle, just in case. Like, Myrtle is the line of defense, and
It's not a safe way to hold that. You should really make sure the pointy bit is maybe pointing down or whatever you want, Myrtle. It's fine.
Okay.
It's probably
Oh,
fine.
Georgie, please give this illustrious intruder their pouch back.
You really don't want to.
You don't want to, though, do you?
How about I don't?
Okay. Okay, but how about you do, though?
Just like a tennis match.
Yeah, no.
Valid opinions.
I really am gonna kill him if you don't give it me.
That's persuasive.
Now listen here, young Georgie. Whatever your name is. I've been here far longer, and you will listen to me right now, young man. You are going to give the the not so nice person back their pouch, which is theirs, and you're going to be happy about it.
Can they prove that it's theirs? Does it have any identifying features?
The person looks a little bit like, I have no way of proving.
Did you leave any ID in it? Or usually with lost property, we do ask that people describe the item.
Look, if you don't give it to me, I am gonna kill him.
Oh, I
Like,
forgot about
right
that.
now.
Yes.
I'm just like,
Georgie,
Yeah.
what are you waiting for?
you
I
can't.
don't know.
You don't understand why you don't want to give it away, but you feel like you couldn't put it down.
I want to, but I also don't want to.
Georgie. So go on. No, go on.
Oh, I was going to say, can I give your hand a whack with my knitting needle and see if that helps? Just a little.
It hurts more than you anticipated, but you
Ow.
still don't want to put it down.
Just walking up to Georgie, and so far as possible, hands on the shoulders, looking into the eyes. Now, Georgie, we have known each other for some time. And unless you have a hitherto unforeseen talent to learn all of the lines of a play on opening night and deliver a star performance and get blood out of wood, you are going to give this person here that bag, and we can find you a nice new pouch.
I know the lines of the play, if that helps.
Ogden, it does, but not in this particular moment.
As you're having this conversation, the person shoves Hallam into you, grabs the bag, tries to grab the bag off Georgie, which would be a contested grapple.
Okay. We're looking at strengths, aren't we?
Or acrobatics. I'm just guessing that Georgie is maybe not acrobatic. Well, I might be wrong.
Yeah, I'm not rolling well today. That was a 7.
I rolled a 4.
Ooh. Level 0 characters.
Just like grabs it, like, give it to me, and I think we're gonna need to roll initiative because they are gonna try and stab you.
Stop!
Bring it.
Oh, they're gonna get such a splinter.
Good.
It's initiative dex, it is, isn't it?
It is. Okay. Right, just give me 1 sec. Because I'm on the wrong page.
Suspenseful fight music. Duh, duh, duh.
Right. Okay. Does everyone want to start shouting out their things?
Yes. 9.
9.
16 for Ogden.
12.
12.
That's... Sorry, go on.
I also got 12.
I rolled a 12, but it's become a 10. Because Dex.
Who has higher dex between Myrtle and Georgie?
Oh, it's going to be me. I've got +5.
Yeah, I've got +1.
I know.
5.
At level 0.
You got a knit,
That
you
is
know?
nice.
The knitting.
But it's the knitting.
Exactly.
A lot of years of experience.
Right.
Good to think what your sleight of hand is.
And it's only going to get better.
Knit some puppets, you can replace the actors, fine. No one will notice.
Perfect.
We'll put on
Okay, of
Avenue
course.
Q.
Yes!
Ogden, you go first as this thief tries to pull the bag off Georgie, and then looks like they are about to go in with the knife.
I have spotted a potential hazard. It's a knife. It's very sharp. It's not being held safely. Therefore, I would like to try and take the knife so as to...
Okay, you cannot take an item off another person in D&D, technically.
Can I grapple their hand? Grapple, like... Oh, no, grab.
Sure, it would be strength.
That's fine. Cool. Can I roll strength?
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, die. No, that's a 10.
I have rolled a 20 non-natural.
Oh, dear.
Sorry.
Oh, dear.
Blimey neck.
Yes.
They are gonna come in with a knife at you, Georgie.
No!
Fine.
However, they roll a 7 because my dice hate me.
Yes!
So
stab Georgie.
I'm assuming that bounces off your shell, because even with an AC of 10, which is natural armor, that would not hit. So in their desperation to try and grab and then stab, it's not happening. Myrtle.
Myrtle is armed and dangerous. So...
Oh no! Not safe.
I love that Evie is also armed and dangerous currently.
Yes.
Very intimidating.
I also have in my
like a
head...
Bulgarot.
I have in my head that she has double-sided knitting needle.
The worst.
No.
The most dangerous.
The Darth Maul of knitters.
It's like
So many children and grandchildren that she knows what to do.
Oh no.
With stabbing?
Stab them!
Halfling parenting. Not-
I'll do that
Exactly.
again.
It's trial by knitting needle in halfling culture. I would like to non-lethally try and give them a little stabby stab to the shoulder neck area.
No, I know we were talking
Stabby
about
stab.
like fightery classes potentially. Did you decide what kind of avenue you wanted to go down?
I did not actually.
Because I was thinking about either fighter or rogue, and I wondered what you felt like.
I feel like I think fighter.
Okay.
No, wait, no, I've just changed my mind. I've changed it back again.
Roll the dice. Roll the dice.
Oh yes! Oh my god!
Yes. Okay. Let's see. If it's higher than 10, I'm a rogue. If it's lower, then fighter. I got a 10, so I am rogue.
Okay. Roll your attack.
Okay. Should I add anything to this? I don't know how to attack with a knitting needle.
Yes, add your dex.
Okay, that is 18.
Yeah. You stab sneakily into the rib cage of this thief.
Oh no!
Roll, let's say 2d6s for a short sword and some sneak attack.
Jesus Christ. Well, this isn't the first time Myrtle's done this, so... Okay, that is 6.
Plus your dex, which is 5.
Oh, plus dex.
So
yeah,
11.
Yeah, but
It hurts a lot. Like, it's surprisingly precise knitting needle pointage. Georgie, you're under attack, and you don't want to give this bag away, and you don't know why, and it is odd. It is odd.
So
But
Georgie has
you're
a.
used to the odd. Like, odd things have happened to you before.
I think so. Georgie's got a mantra, which is the safest place to be is yourself.
Ooh.
So he is going to withdraw into his shell, taking the pouch with him. It's just going to drop down, Cooper Trooper style, on the floor.
Great.
So cool.
There is now just a turtle shell on the floor. Gem, you're on mute.
Of course I am. It's too exciting. That's why. This is all gone sideways. In a hurry. Jem's a bit annoyed because her friends and co-workers are being attacked, and that's not cool. She doesn't quite understand why we just didn't give Stabby McKniferson the pouch, but that being not done is going to wade in and try and protect her friends.
Hallam's still there, like just awkwardly, like has been flung onto all of you, and it's just now like. Aah! So yeah, just to throw that in.
In the name of Duma Thorn, why did you give me something else to add to my list? And I'm going to try and shove prone. Canonically, I'm trying to shove into a wall. Just not prone, rather than go all fisticuffsy.
So if you roll strength, I will roll.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes. That is a 15.
I rolled a 14. So you do shove into a wall or prone?
As I'm imagining it, it's quite a small room, so into a wall and then prone. So they end up in the same place, but just for sort of colour and flavour, it's that.
Yep. So they are now lying on the floor. It's still like, I just want the pouch. Doc, as this is happening, everything stops. For you.
Okay.
Everyone is frozen. This person is halfway to lying on the floor, and another shadowy figure in a green cloak this time steps out of the wall.
Hi, we're in the middle of something right now. How can I help in half an hour?
I was actually going to offer you something. You like making bargains?
Yes?
You want to help your friend?
One of the things I want, yes.
I'll help you help your friend, and maybe you do something for me in the future.
Contract? Can I see it?
No.
Oh, no.
Red flags!
Okay. Ooh. Again, can you come back in half an hour? Or is this a sort of one-time only offer?
One time only.
Right.
Unimaginable power. Wealth beyond your wildest dreams.
It's very tempting.
Wealth! He said wealth!
You know, I know they said wealth. Who are you? Do I get to know that before I say yes to a favor? How do I recognize you? Are you just one of those people who lives in a wall? I've always thought that maybe there were ghosts in the theatre, but I didn't think that...
You'll know when I'm here, because, you'll know when I'm here.
Do you have a name?
Maybe.
Alright, maybe. Right. Let's go with... And you're not taking anything, this is for a future favour.
Yes.
Only we've got the show to go on tonight, and I can't...
I do not care about your show.
Okay, well, in which case... tickets are very cheap, but you're welcome. There's reviewer seats still available. Let's go with a yes if it's just an unspecified favour in the future. How about that?
They hold out their hand to you.
I hold out a wing.
They shake your wing.
My wing is shook.
They disappear. And time resumes.
No!
Okay, do I still have an action? Or what's that?
Yep.
Okay, so I guess that means that I have now made the pact.
Indeed.
Great. So I need to have a good time on D&D Beyond in a bit, but where I decide exactly what flavor it is. But
it is Fae.
Fae, excellent. So Doc just goes, "All right, everybody, calm down." And that is, and then a wave of, I guess, purpley greeny magic just sort of comes out of that shout, I suppose, and wraps itself around the around the person who is now prone. Yeah.
What are you casting?
I suppose. Well, I haven't been able to look at Faye, so I have cast Sleep. I suppose.
In which case you need to roll a number of d8s.
Okay, doke. I can do that.
I'm not entirely. Do you have the spell up? It tells
5d8s.
Yes.
Okay, I will do this thing. That's a d8. 1, 4. 4 plus 8 is 12. Plus 4 is 16. And that's 18.
18. So, could everyone just tell me how many hit points they have?
15.
15? Evie?
8.
8.
Ouch. Mine's 11.
11. Sean?
11.
Hannah?
That's 12.
Oh no, wait. Sorry, it's more like 13. Con mod. Yeah, 3. 13.
Myrtle goes to sleep.
Wait.
What?
Sorry, have I done the maths wrong?
It should be 8 plus your con.
8. Oh, right, that is just 8 then. Cool.
Myrtle and Hallam go to sleep.
Can I use a reaction to try and catch someone who's falling who might otherwise injure themselves by falling?
Yes. Roll a dex save.
Oh boy.
Sorry, sleep is hit point based.
That was a natural 1.
You
Sorry.
you
You hit someone on the way down?
in trying to grab. Which one do you
Both at
go
once.
for?
I think that's the problem.
In trying to grab both of them, you yourself also fall on the floor.
Oops.
There are now 4 people on the floor.
Oh dear. Oh, this is all. Oh dear.
However, Ogden, it is your turn. You can shake someone awake from sleep. Ogden.
Oh, sorry, that's me.
Shamini.
I know my character's name. I know who I am. Oh, right. They're both asleep. I'm afraid that they may have knocked themselves out by falling over, although it doesn't explain why they fell over in the first place. That was very strange. So can I try shaking them both at the same time while lying on the ground between them?
Yep. You shake both of them, and they both wake up.
Can you follow my finger? And I'm trying to see if their eyes look glazed over or say something.
Oh my God.
I'm trying to make sure they don't have concussion or anything, but at the same time, so I'm really not doing a good job.
You're trying really hard, though.
Yeah, that's the important thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. The thief, who, by the way, smells quite strongly of alcohol now that you've all spent some time in his presence, stands up. And, Georgie, is any of you visible while you're in your shell, or are you impenetrable? How does that work?
Could be holes in it.
I can read it to you.
Please do.
I can withdraw into my shell as an action until I emerge. I gain a +4 bonus to my AC, which was already hefty. And you have advantage on strength and constitution saving throws. While I'm in my shell, I am prone. My speed is 0 and cannot increase. I have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. Can't take reactions. And the only action I can take is a bonus action to emerge. So I literally think it is kind of just Koopa Trooper shell on the floor, shell the underside of the shell, and probably just a couple of hands blocking the exits.
I think he is one-track mind gonna try and cut through your shell because he really wants that pouch.
That's
How do you not
good.
fall
We
asleep?
don't like that.
It starts
has
with the
more
people
hit
with the
points
lowest
than
hit points.
Oh, for God's
Got
sake.
caught in the blast.
You are prone, so he has advantage. And he rolled a 20 to hit.
My AC is 21 when I am in my shell, so I have natural armor of 17.
He is carving ineffectually at the outside of your shell with his sharp dagger. Like, clearly frustrated and just like, oh, just give me the pouch.
It's
Myrtle.
wildly inappropriate, but I want to use you as a shield.
Myrtle, you seem to have fallen asleep. And then now Ogden is like waving a finger in your face. And this person is still here and trying to carve into Georgie somewhere over there. You can kind of see past Ogden.
Oh, am I still dreaming?
Can you say the alphabet backwards, Myrtle?
Oh, lay off, Ogden. I would like to try and throw a knitting needle at the... Not at Ogden! Not at Ogden!
General amazing.
Roll an attack with your dex, and we'll call it a dagger, like a thrown dagger.
Oh. Okay, so that is a 13.
That just hits, yes.
Ooh.
So roll a d4, and yes, someone is in melee because everyone's surrounding. So use your sneak attack again. D6.
Okay.
D4 and a D6. Lethal.
9.
9. Did you add your dex?
No. So, 14?
14. As you throw this final knitting needle at him, it passes through. Are you trying to throw it non-lethally?
Yeah.
It clunks him on the side of the head, like really quite hard, and he slumps unconscious onto top of Georgie.
Oh, I don't
That's
think
really
you
not
have
on.
concussion.
No, you know what's not on, Georgie? Is you not giving back that pouch when one of our actors is in mortal danger.
Gonna stay in Michelle.
Yes. Yes, good choice.
I mean, any of you can roll a kind of, I'm gonna say general history, like intelligence check on this kind of thing.
Right.
Can I pick up the knife very
Of course you
carefully
can.
in a really safe way?
It's quite like grimy and coated in what looks like dried blood.
I'm going to find a container for it, like a safe container. Put it away safely.
I've just rolled an 8, so I know nothing.
No, I think Jem's trying to work out as well. The way that Jem's investigating is giving the assailant a sniff, being like, "Ooh, smells like actor." My experience, very much so.
Do I get to make a... Sorry.
That is a flat 12.
Yeah, intelligence, Sean, or history or something similar.
I rolled a 2, so I'm just going to go have my other knitting needle and start on the sausages again.
22 for me.
22.
Non-natural.
You're aware of the existence of cursed items. You probably did a play with one in at some point. This sounds like the kind of thing, like where you pick something up and then you just don't want to. That sounds kind of about right.
I think I know what's going on.
You can't have your shell to say that, or is it just a voice like
Just coming out, just issuing from the shell.
Surround sound.
Oh, do enlighten us, please.
Do you remember that one play we did? The one, well, we're not allowed to say the name of.
Yes.
Yeah, Macbeth.
Ah!
I think do you remember the dagger scene?
With the cursed item.
Yes, this cursed sausage, as it was. Yes.
Yeah.
Which he ate. Yeah.
Yeah, it gave him the dicky tummy.
Yeah.
I think this might be a cursed item.
And you're cursed.
Yeah, like the bloke in the,
Yes.
Are the
How do
props...
we-
Sorry, go on.
No, how do we uncurse someone?
I mean, it could wait until tomorrow, once we've done the show. Alright.
Okay, tomorrow.
Bloody have to.
Is it contagious?
Sorry, Ogden?
Is it contagious? I mean, old Georgie seems okay, and everyone else seems okay, and...
Well, apart from this and gestures at the person on the floor.
They don't seem okay, but we don't need them for the show.
You're not wrong.
Is Hallam still unconscious?
No, Hallam's like...
Hallam's fine.
As soon as Hallam woke
Hallam.
up, Hallam scrambled away a little bit. Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, hello.
Okay, you, back to rehearsal.
Can I have some trousers, please?
Yes, working on it.
Okay. I feel like this really, and this happening and not having any I feel like really I might get some more pay for this, really. Do you,
You
not
should
think,
have
Doc?
proper PPE at work.
We can have a conversation about this another
What if he'd
time.
been stabbed in the thigh?
Well, luckily that hasn't happened, has it, Ogden?
It was a high risk.
He knowing that that's all he's going to get out of you, he goes.
Jem just makes a mental note to check our insurance policy later on.
Cool. So yes, you're all there. The thief is still on the floor. Might become a bit more of an issue. Are you just gonna? You're not gonna tie them up, or?
Do we have a health and safety representative?
Yes, but he's putting a knife in a Tupperware box. So. In fact, Ogden comes back with a Tupperware box.
Ogden, I stabbed this man in the side. He may need some medical attention.
Oh.
This individual, rather.
Oh.
He may need put in a different box, so or maybe we find a way to keep him cozy and comfortable and out of the way until we finish the first show.
I'm on it. And he's going to come out of his shell, just crawl, and then go back into his shell on top of him.
Not going to be good for the bleeding.
So your plan
Pressure, right?
is just to stay there until the show is over. You do have a bit under the stage you could put him in.
What is the tensile strength of wool? Just
Depends
thinking.
on the type.
Maybe we could wrap him up in some of that extra strength elven wool I hear so much about.
I knitted a very strong, long knitted rope for a show a couple years back. Let me see if we've got it just tucked away somewhere. I'd like to see if I can find a knitted rope.
Roll an investigation check.
I'm going to try and see if I can see whether he's going to, bleed her. I want to roll a medicine check. I want to look under the shell of old Georgie and just be like, how do those wounds look?
Roll a medicine check.
I got 18 on investigation.
You do indeed find the very strong rope you knitted a couple of years ago.
We've got it. Problem solved. Knitting and wool solve everything. There isn't a problem in life they can't solve.
Got an 11 on my medicine check.
You can bandage the wounds, stabilize this person so they won't bleed out while you tie them up, put them in your cellar.
I draw that wild old Georgie is on top of them.
Probably not. More difficult.
Just kind of rock to one side.
Okay. Oh dear.
Who is going to attempt the tying? It's a dex-based skill.
Not Gem.
But one argue that tying this person up with wool would be important because they themselves pose a health and safety risk, if not.
I would definitely say that. Yes, for sure. Yeah. The health and safety of this production and the people involved.
In that case, let me practice my very secure knots for securing things safely.
Like Ogden, you can even add what to do with knife-wielding assailants to the risk register later on.
That will be fun.
Just whisper to Dot, we might need it for the insurance.
I don't know how I'm going to explain this to Willie.
15?
You do a really good job of tying this rope. You feel confident in your knot work.
Okay. Right. We have a hostage. Good.
How long have we got until the show? Like, what time is it? What
Yeah.
time is opening?
It's probably now like 5:45. And the show opens at like 7, so...
Oh my gosh!
Okay, everyone. Thank you so much. Back on those. I'm sorry about one of your needles. We'll clean that off later. Back on those sausages. Jem, can you please double check the actors are not gibbering? Ogden.
Yes?
Front of house, please.
Yes.
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 Georgie.
Yeah.
Don't let anyone else touch the cursed object.
On it.
Okay? Put it back in your shell. Thank you. And lay out the props table and then sit on this person or sit near this person and don't leave them be. Okay? I'm going to go try and track down someone who can maybe, and just does a gesture with the wings and then throws the wings up in the air and literally just takes off out through the rest of the theatre and tries to get up to the top where Dot can have a very quiet moment to herself.
As Doc leaves, Cordeithus pokes her head round the corner from the stage. It's like, is she gone? What happened? What's going on? Can you tell me?
Everything's longer.
Sorry, that was 3 people at once, which I feel is in character, but
It's been that kind of a moment, but yeah, please.
We just all go for it. It's Blanca. He's only dented Michelle, isn't he?
Oh, how terrible. This is the most exciting thing that's happened around here for ages. What are you
Yeah,
gonna...
that's depressing because this is the theatre.
Did you tie that person? Are you keeping them, like, forever?
I'm going to try and put my arm around Cordeithus and just slowly steer towards the door. Look, it's not important now. You've got a fight scene to run. You've got that monologue to do in the second act. Now, come on, we're going run the lines. Come on, get out.
They're doing that thing where they're like walking with you, but they're looking backwards. But like, seriously, what are you gonna? Are you just gonna like? Oh, fine.
Priorities.
Fun.
Fun's for after the show.
I think, given that I've been given 2 conflicting things to do, I can't leave the person alone, but I also have to sort the props table out. I'm going to do the only logical thing, which is to attempt to suspend them from the ceiling so that I can go about my business until they are ready for me to watch them.
Where are you gonna suspend them from the ceiling?
I'll find a way. A rafter.
Okay, so you're going to use the flying system in the theatre to suspend this person.
That's an even better idea, yeah.
Could you roll me some sort of intelligence-based check to do this in a way that is secure and safe?
Natural 20.
Fine.
+4.
Are they, if you're using the fly stuff, like, are they therefore above the stage?
I'm going to make sure it's on a beam that isn't being used for set. Don't worry.
Well, yeah, but like, what I mean is to get them down, it would have to be on the stage.
How good is your timekeeping?
Come on, this is what I want. Yeah, roll for it! Roll for it! 'Cause I want them to be stuck there.
Roll a wisdom-based check to see how good your timekeeping is.
8.
Yes.
You realise at 5 to 7 that they are still suspended above the stage, and it is now too late for you to get them down.
I'm just going to sit in the wings so that I can see them. And I'll be like, well, I'm doing it.
Jem, when you get to the side of the stage, just before to do your calls, at some point, presumably, you would look up to check that all the set is in the right place. And notice one addition.
I'm actually quite impressed that we're a converted pub theatre with a fly gallery.
Sky hooks.
There's been quite a lot of money coming through this theatre. Like, Willie is not a...
Willie's money.
Willie's quite a generous donor.
We have got a second level, which is very nice. It's where we hang all of the sausages with the like panto lines from in the wintertime, so people can sing along with the sausage song.
Oh, sausage
dedicated
song.
sausage
My
song.
fave.
Some say sold out, but I'd say bought in. Is Georgie just he sat by the props table side of the stage?
Yeah, just looking up.
Georgie,
Yeah.
I can't help but notice that there seems to be a wee addition to the set.
Yeah.
I'm not angry.
Really? I thought you'd be fuming.
No, I'm not angry. I would just really appreciate an explanation as to what, in the name of Clangadin's left ball sack, is going on.
Well, if we lower bar 20, he will be.
Georgie, just hear me out here, hypothetically.
Mhm.
What do you imagine will happen if, and this is only if, he wakes up and starts screaming or works the knots free and lands on Willie's relative? Do you think that will be a good situation?
I expect that would be probably the worst case scenario, yes, Jim.
Right. Well,
Here's hoping, eh?
we've opened the house now. So let's hope for the best. But maybe later on, as you and I and Doc just get in the room, have a very polite and friendly conversation about all of this. How does that sound?
Georgie just head goes into his shell.
Oh.
Right. Jim just... It is what it is now.
That's true.
Very much is, yep. And I love it.
As the house is filling up, and it is filling up, it doesn't normally. This is slightly unusual. Even all of your reserved press tickets have somehow been bought. But as you start to look out at the audience, you realise there are quite a few people in the audience who maybe look a bit dodgy.
So,
Is Willie there?
Willie very rarely comes to see the show. He does come to the panto because he loves the sausage song, but the higher art, not so much his bag. He likes to support it more than he likes to attend it.
Yeah.
He's not there. there are some other people there who you're looking at them and you're like, not. Something's not.
Can I roll insight?
Of course you can.
Thank you. Uh-oh. Hey, that's pretty good. That's a 17 on the dice. And then that's going to be quite a bit more. Because I'm a whiz person. One moment. Okay, that's 20, a non-natural 20.
Nice.
There are probably about 10 people scattered through this audience who just look a bit like they're probably not fans of the theatre. Then they're occasionally shooting glances to each other, even though they're sat separately from each other. And they're kind of sat with that kind of like arms crossed, like, why am I here kind of vibe. And they're all kind of looking round and like staring intently at bits of the theatre. And occasionally they like look at people in front of them and they're giving them like, you know, the scanning gaze of like, what have you got? And then they like kind of remember themselves and fold their arms back again.
Do they resemble, are they wearing similar clothing to the person who broke in?
They're all wearing slightly different clothing. They're not wearing like obvious like I am here to steal something clothing, because they're not that stupid. But they do look like a group that have tried to look separate but aren't quite managing it. They don't look like they're doing anything, but they're noticeably not your usual audience.
Ogden hasn't really noticed anything really polite. Welcome to tonight's performance. Have you been to the Saveloy before?
No, never been here before.
It's a wonderful theatre. I do hope you will enjoy the show and come back again.
Yeah, you got nice shiny gold bits.
Yes, they are very nice.
Yeah. What's this play about then?
Oh, well, let me tell you. Well, I don't want to give anything away.
Oh, no, we wouldn't want that, no.
No,
don't give anything away.
Watch out for the sausages. But not really, the real sausages are fine.
I'm sorry.
So don't worry. We don't really put, in the show, the sausages, well, it's fine.
I don't get it.
Do you like sausages?
I love sausages, me. I eat them all the time. Yeah.
Good. You will enjoy this show.
I especially like the bad sausages. You know, the ones where they put really shit things in them. Yeah, I really like those sausages.
You will really like this show.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Enjoy the performance.
Doc gestures Ogden over, like,
hello, Doc.
Hi. Health and or safety? I am concerned about the health and the safety of the shiny bits of the theatre.
Oh, gosh. Do you think they're too spiky? Should we sand them down?
No, I think they look lovely. I think other people think they look really lovely, which suggests that
someone was just complimenting them now, actually. They were saying how they liked the shiny bits, which I thought was very perceptive of them.
Yeah, well, quite. If you could keep an eye on anyone who's too interested in the shiny bits, just because we've had one thief in here today. I'd really rather not more, not on opening night, not for the reviews.
I'm confused about the instructions.
Right. Instructions as clear as I can make them.
Okay.
Please, if anyone is acting suspicious and like they want to nick any of the gold bits, the things that are integral to the theatre, integral to Willie's enjoyment when he comes and sees it at panto time, please attempt them to stop.
Last bit was a little unclear. I will admit.
Don't let them nick anything.
Don't let anyone nick it. Right. All right, Doc. Thank you for clarifying.
Doc turns and goes somewhere else in the theatre. This has been too much.
Hello, welcome to the Saveloy. Please don't steal any of the shiny bits.
This is one of Myrtle's. Great-grandchildren. Oh, hi, Upton.
Hello, I am watching you, so just know that I will know if you steal.
That's what Mum always says. She always says if I steal anything,
That I'd know.
the scary person would know. But I know that you'd know, Ogden, because you see everything. Because you're very tall.
What scary person?
Well, just any scary person, you know, like if we're in the grocery store, she'll say, that scary person over there will know if you steal anything. I wouldn't steal anything, Ogden. Why would I steal something?
I'm not a scary person, am I?
No!
Okay. Enjoy the show.
You don't think I would steal something, do you, Ogden?
You can't be too careful. I have very specific instructions.
They look absolutely crestfallen.
Oh. Sorry, it's just the job. Sorry.
Go sit down.
Oh,
Myrtle
no.
is kind of at the side of the stage, just kind of edged on a little bit, waving it very enthusiastically at all of her family members in the audience. So,
One
concerned.
looks very sad.
Do we do interval ice creams?
Probably. I mean, one is probably like strangely gourmet sausage flavored at this point.
Yeah.
Gourmet and like sausage and pickle, I'm imagining.
Is everyone nearly in yet?
Yeah, it's nearly full.
Okay, I'm just gonna really quickly go and get a sausage flavored ice cream and go over to the grandchild / great grandchild and say, I won't watch you at all because my trust in you is complete. Here, take this.
Oh, thank you, Ogden. Should I save it for the interval? Because it's an interval ice cream.
Yes, it'll be melted, but shall I just put it back? I just thought it was more symbolic, really.
Can I have it at the interval?
Yes.
Okay.
Write their name on it. Do I know their name?
It's Myrtle.
It's one of the Myrtles. I will write. This is going to be confusing. I can see how this is going to lead to confusion, but I will write Myrtle.
All of the children and grandchildren just canonically called Myrtle. Somehow Myrtle can tell them apart.
Myrtle 1, Myrtle 2, Myrtle the sequel, Myrtle the prequel,
Return of the Myrtle.
Return of the Myrtle,
Back to the Myrtle.
Too Fast, Too Myrtle, Revenge of the Myrtle.
Myrtle 7.
Revenge of
Old
the Myrtle
frankincense
was a
and
bad.
myrtle.
Myrtle Combat.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Myrtle Combat, very good.
Myrtle Combat. Myrtle Combat is the original Myrtle now, surely.
And I know that was today.
Yeah. I'd hum the theme tune if it wasn't for DMCA, but there we go. Everyone imagine it.
If you do it badly enough, they can't DMCA it.
That's the Benny Hill theme, isn't it?
No, because that's also copyright. It's an original. Anyway, where the hell?
The curtain is about to go up, and you are all ready in your places for the first half of the play you're about to put on, whose name has temporarily gone from my
Weenie
brain.
Todd.
Weenie Todd.
Attempt the tail.
Don't sing it.
Words.
Sweetie Todd. I don't know if just retroactively, just before the curtain was ready to go up, just checking with box office, right? Because we've had one thief, so it might just be a good idea.
Ogden left the box office to go faff with ice cream.
Ogden is basically responsible for all front of house.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, then it's Ogden's problem.
The first half goes relatively smoothly.
How's the chair?
The chair is in the very end of the final scene when Mrs. Lover gets pushed into the. I'm
Sausage
really sorry if
oven.
anybody has not watched Sweeney Todd. Just just cover your ears for the next 10 seconds.
Oh no!
The chair is in the final bit when Mrs. Lover gets pushed into the oven, so it's the very final scene.
If you haven't seen it by now, it's your own fault.
It's not.
Sean takes a harder line than I do.
Gosh.
Goodness me.
So the first half is going pretty well. You get a pretty resounding clap at the end of the first half. The audience seem to be really enjoying it. Some of the people you're worried about seem to be enjoying themselves. They're cheering along. They're clapping away. They've stopped sitting there like, oh yeah, and they're like, yeah, we're into this. Some of them are still like, no, I'm not a fan of musicals. Me, like, it's not. But some of them you've won over. Myrtle's family are, as always, your biggest fans. But yeah, it's going relatively well. The actors have made a few mistakes, but not very many. And they have messed up some of your blocking. And they have pointedly, on a couple of occasions, moved a piece of set where you put it somewhere, they've moved it slightly somewhere else. But you know, these are things that happen. And you will move on from them. Do you wish to do anything during the interval? The curtain goes down. This is potentially a moment when you could move the person if you wanted to.
Too busy watching.
I'm pointedly looking at Georgie.
I don't know anything's amiss.
I get the idea, and I will attempt to lower the bar behind the curtain.
I'll stand ready to exfiltrate.
Where do you put this person now? Now that your first plan
Was
Utility
great.
closet?
Great plan.
The oven.
Evie.
Wow.
Not a real oven.
Yes.
This went dark.
That we need for next act.
Yeah. We've still got to do by the sea.
The fire is real, the oven is fake.
I suppose that given that I now am back in possession of the person, I will take them back to the room where we initially encountered them. And
the actor's changing room. That's probably not the best place to be during the show.
I walk in, I go, oh, sorry.
Oh,
can you just turn me
Georgie,
around?
how could you?
Sorry.
Says
sorry.
Amorphia, half like holding a piece of cloth up. I'm busy. Go away.
I've got yeah, all right.
Why would you bring a stranger in? Why is that stranger? I don't want to know. Go away.
Sorry, Amorphia. And yeah, I think I'm just going to have to go to my refuge. I'm going to find the biggest non-essential to this show piece of prop and attempt to put them in it with like a bit of wood and like a wardrobe that we used. And then I remember that it was like a fake back one, so I turn it against the wall.
Beauty and the Feast. It's not quite sausage enough.
Be our guest, Roz.
Deary me. Just sitting in a chair with the prompt script ready for the second act, thinking, what should I have left Georgie on his own? I'll be fine.
I'm just leaning against the cupboard, holding the doors shut, pushing it up against the wall so I can't get out of the fake back. Can't watch him from here, can I? Yeah, I'll be right.
And the second half continues, and it goes again relatively well. Everyone is enjoying it and having a good time. And we will pick up after the end of the second half, after our break. So we will see everyone in about 5 or 10 minutes to find out what happened at the end of the show. Thanks everyone, see you in a bit. So, welcome back, everyone, to the second half of Windfall and Waterdeep. We rejoin mid the second half of Weenie Todd, the Tiefling Barber of Fleet Street. Apologies. Georgie, out in the alley, you have a thief tied up in a cupboard.
Wardrobe.
Sorry.
I do indeed.
A wardrobe. It's painted beautifully because it was a prop from Beauty and the Feast. And it has begun to rattle.
Oh dear.
It shakes once. Oh, jeez.
No. If it shakes again, I'm going to rap on it.
It
Pack it
shakes.
in.
It shakes again.
We're not having it.
The door bursts open, and Thief also bursts out of the cupboard, and it's going to start running.
He's still. Oh, he's got out.
Yeah,
he's not still.
Yeah, no,
He's not just like.
he's not waddling.
But my 15.
He spent the entire play getting out of the room. So
Fair.
Everyone's a critic.
Georgie,
My instructions were to watch him, so I'm watching him.
he just likes it. He's full on running, and he is gone.
We're going to have a chat about malicious compliance.
There's nothing malicious about it. He's just very, very literal.
He wasn't exactly going to go running after him, was he?
Inside the theatre, the play completes. Amorphia is flung. If you're still keeping away from those Sweeney Todd spoilers, stop listening for the next 10 seconds. Amorphia is flung into the oven and dies dramatically, as she is wont to do. It takes way longer than any of you were anticipating, and in fact, the one musician you have is playing the music for her death scene a few times over, and you're like, come on. But the audience seem to be enjoying it, and eventually she dies. And the play concludes. To rapturous applause. There is a little bit after that, but to be honest, that's the bit that you're all there going like, fuck's sake. And the press night is over. The people who you were concerned about hang around for a little bit longer than normal audience members, just like inspecting things and like chatting to people and like running their hands over things.
I approach someone.
Oh, hiya. How you doing?
Do you like the shiny bits?
Oh yeah, the paint job's excellent.
Well, don't like the shiny bits too much.
I'm sorry, do you have a thing about people not liking bits of your theatre? Do you only like them to like the stage bit?
Not clear on that part. Did you enjoy the show?
Oh yeah, I thought it was wonderful. The bit where she died, excellent. Like, really loved that. Could have gone on for longer, to be honest. Like, best bit.
It was quite a good bit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you for coming. We appreciate it.
Oh.
We appreciate it.
Oh. Could I have another one of those ice creams? You know, the sausage ones.
Absolutely. I'm gonna forget to watch him go and get an ice cream. But he's still the audience member. Yeah, I just go.
Doc, I think, will, having seen the success of the show, have the reviewers, firstly, do I know who the reviewers are, or do I need to roll? Yes, exactly. Have the reviewers all left, or are they hanging about?
I think that there would be a couple who would immediately leave, but there'll be a couple, and that's just normal. That's not like they didn't enjoy the show. There are a couple who hang around and expect to chat to you before they go.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to head over and do my best to schmooze. But
Hello, Doc. So lovely to see you. How are things? They did such a good job. Morphia milked it a tiny bit at the end, don't we think? Could have been shorter.
Well, actors and their interpretation of the part. Every show is different, obviously, but I'm glad you seem to have a good time tonight.
And the sausages again.
Look, do I know their name or have I forgotten their name?
Their name is Sarah.
Look, Sarah, you say nice things because your line editor asks you to do things, and we have a contractual obligation to fit in some sausages. This time, you can't deny it was thematic.
Well, yes, although I can't be saying that I'll be eating any in the near future.
Oh.
Sorry,
yes.
Did I say something wrong? You seem to.
No. That's a really good point, and thank you for bringing it up. Doc realizing the mistake.
Jem just sidles up with a tray, like a complimentary sausage wine.
Sausage wine.
Yes. It's complimentary.
Well, it's free.
Thank you so much for coming along. We really appreciate it. If you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to ask us or the cast.
Absolutely, I will do that. Thank you. I'll enjoy the wine and intriguing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. Jem, turning away, walking with a conspiratorial sort of. How's the rotisserie?
It's no longer on the skewer, if you catch my meaning.
Sorry?
Georgie said he would take care of it. Wink.
What skewer?
Sorry, we're not talking about the same thing. I meant the thief suspended up above the stage.
What? Okay, well, no longer suspended. Where are they now?
Well, Georgie said he would watch them, so I am assuming that wherever he is, so shall they be. Although, as I say that, I realise that might be dangerously optimistic.
Okay, I need to stick around here to talk to people. Do you feel comfortable checking to make sure that everything's all right? And then, I know it's been a long day, first night, we'll all break into the bar behind the, and we'll deal with that later. But can you double check that everything's all right, Ree the thief?
Yep, sure.
Okay.
No, sure, it's fine. Oh God. Right. Georgie, where are you?
I mean, you know where Georgie's likely to be.
Yeah, that's where I'm headed. I'll get there.
She's fixing a wardrobe.
Jem arrives somewhat out of breath, almost as if she's rushed there in a bit of a panic. Oh, Georgie, thank Moradin, there you are. How's our guest?
No idea.
Are they still unconscious in the wardrobe?
Nah. About 10 minutes ago. Well, it's right out that door, down that street, down that way. I watched the whole way.
And did you watch them after that?
Nah.
Right. Does anything does anything about that seem to you like it might be slightly suboptimal to the situation that we now find ourselves in?
We no longer have a hostage. That is a plus.
Right. But there is quite a stabby person who seems bent on the cursed gold bag that you have, who knows all of us, who knows where we are, is any of this perhaps coming together in a sort of concerning way?
I mean, to be fair, Jem, this is Waterdeep. I mean, there's stabby people out there all the time, you know.
Right. Just Doc sent me to find out that the situation with the thief was all under control. And can I now, do you think, go and tell Doc that the situation is all under control? Or would you like to do it?
I'll do it.
Okay, if you need me, I will be in the bar. Not angry. Just fancy a drink. Okay. Good luck.
Where is Myrtle while all of this is happening?
Myrtle is in the costume area, picking up after the actors who have haphazardly thrown all of her beautifully knit costumes just everywhere, just making sure that they're where they need to be for the next day.
Some of your family have found their way backstage and have come to see you, probably more than is optimal for the space. Grandma!
Oh, come here, little Alfred, let me have a look at you. Oh, yes, you enjoyed that show, didn't you? I can see the smile in your eye. I poke him in the tummy.
Mummy gave me sausages for dinner and I am not happy anymore. But look, I'm an inch taller.
So you are. Soon you'll be taller than old Myrtle here. Oh, you might even get taller than Ogden.
I think being taller than Ogden would be quite terrifying. You know I don't like heights.
You'll grow out of it. And I move on to the next family member.
It takes quite a while. There's quite a few of them.
Making the rounds.
They do help you pick up some of these costumes. They're quite used to coming out and helping you after the show. Georgie, you are on your way to find Doc.
Just approaches Doc, hat in his hands, which you know is never a good sign.
Am I in the middle of another conversation?
You're probably talking to, it could be either to one of the reviewers or to just one of your regular theatre goers.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really adored the bit of scenery you had flying in. I just thought it was beautifully painted. Really loved it.
We couldn't have done it without our excellent people. Just the quality of staff that we have at the theatre is brilliant. I couldn't do it without them. I really, really couldn't. Speak of the devil, Georgie! Someone was just admiring your handwork with the scenery.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I loved it, all of it. It was really excellent.
There's no swords in this one.
Oh, it really evoked all of the blood, though.
Yeah, really well handled. Well, I'm glad you had a good time. Sorry, I'm just going to...
Yes, I'll see you next time.
Yes, of course. Thank you again for coming along, and do tell your friends, word of mouth. Of
course.
Right. And what?
So Jem told me that I should probably inform you that we are no longer in possession of our thief. Which is a good thing, because that would be kidnapping, and kidnapping is wrong.
Kidnapping is wrong, but... I suppose they don't have a knife anymore, but you can always get another knife.
This is Waterdeep.
Yes, to be fair though, Waterdeep can be relatively safe. Do you still have their bag, Georgie? Okay. Put that away. So they're gonna come back for the bag. Probably. I can't afford to pay for people's therapy if we have a return. Invader, I'm not angry, Georgie.
Oh God.
I'm just a bit confused as to why you let them go. Beyond the fact that kidnapping is wrong, I thought we were going to discuss what we were going to do later, but I can see how I might not have been clear. Okay, Georgie, how about this? You try and remember everything they said and did, and what they looked like and where they were going, and after the actors have got drunk enough, we'll have a team meeting in the bar. All right? And we'll discuss what our next steps are. But for now, I'd love you to have a think about the things I've just asked you to do somewhere else. Yeah.
I go backstage and I feel like Georgie's already got a naughty corner and just stands in it.
Oh.
Did the people, when Georgie took the bag out, did the shifty people who are still milling about, did they notice?
The bag just looks like a normal pouch. So to an average person, even to people who are looking for it, it wouldn't be noticeable because it looks like any other bag.
Right.
Ogden, what are you doing?
I've bought and presumably sold the audience member another sausage ice cream. I'm keeping a very close eye on everyone, including like the reviewers. So just everyone every so often. I'm just like,
some of the shifty people have started to drift out. There's a few remaining, but like it's thinning.
enjoy the show. I'm watching you. Thank you for coming.
No, I already have enjoyed the show.
Would you like to come back?
No.
You could if you wanted.
No.
All right, that's fair.
Do you sell these wholesale?
What we just sell them like that. I don't know. I could ask. I don't know. I just sell them. Would you like me to ask?
No, it's alright, don't worry.
All right. I'm watching you. Come back soon.
As it becomes clear that the room is thinning and it would be awkward to remain, everyone starts to leave, including all the people who have clearly been hanging around. And you are left with an empty theatre. Could everyone roll a perception check?
Yeah.
Well, specifically people who are in the theatre.
Cocked.
Has my family left yet, or are they still milling around backstage?
The ones with small kids have definitely gone. There would be a couple remaining, but most have left.
Okay, then I'm probably not in the theatre, just entertaining.
Well, they're 19.
You realise as people are going, have left, and you've got the entire room to yourself, that despite your best efforts, Ogden, there are a couple of pieces of like shiny door handles that are no longer here.
I'm gonna run to find old Georgie.
Who is in his naughty corner.
Georgie!
All right, begin.
I need your help. I need help. Georgie!
Okay.
The things that were attached to things and were shiny are no longer there. They're no longer shiny. I need new ones that are shiny. And they don't even have to be the right shape. Do you have anything?
You leave it with me, pal. I can sort you out, don't worry.
Thank you, Georgie. I really appreciate it. I owe you a very large favor because I tried my best and I don't know what happened.
You know what I always say? Doesn't really particularly apply now, but just...
Hide in your shell.
No, the safest place to be is yourself. It's like play on words.
Oh, I always just translated it as hide in your shell, and I wished I had a shell to hide in sometimes.
I could make you a shell.
Could you? I could crawl into it and have a little nap in the corner.
I'll add it to the list. Replacement shiny things.
That's probably more important. Those
Shell for
first.
Ogden.
Before Doc notices.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
No promises.
Okay. I'm gonna lurk in the shadows so that Doc can't find me.
Yeah, I did roll a 21.
Doc, you've also noticed the shining, missing things. You've also noticed Ogden run away conspicuously in a panic. Myrtle, you probably heard Ogden and Georgie's conversation as the last of your family filtered out of the theatre.
Right. Oh dear, it seems to have all gone to shit while I've been away. Okay, and I think a shell is more my department, Georgie, so leave this one to me.
I was looking forward to that. How about you do the inner bit and I'll do the outside bit?
No, the outside needs to be. How about I do a knitted sock to go over your bit so that we can work together.
Collaborative. I like it.
Okay, but in the meantime, do you have any shiny bits? I can go and surreptitiously put them on before Doc notices.
I was going to carve them out of wood and then paint them.
Don't think we have time for that. Do you just have the paint?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just go and paint the shiny bits. Just whack it on.
The spaces where they used to be.
The spaces where they used to be.
Paint them in 3D with the shading and it'll be fine. Yeah.
You give me the paint, and then you go and distract Doc, and I will just go around and do a bit of painting. Okay?
Can I? Yeah, all right.
Meanwhile, back in the bit where I've noticed that things are missing. I call Jem over and go, all right. Do you have an inventory list somewhere?
Jem will fish an inventory list out of somewhere in her tunic. Yep.
Okay. We've got some cataloguing to do because some things have gone missing.
Well, that's good news and bad news. The bad news being, of course, that things are missing, but the good news being that I get to do some cataloguing, so...
Exactly. I knew you were the person for the job. And hopefully we'll make enough off of this run to replace things by, Panto season. Would you like a very large drink?
Jem produces a large bottle from somewhere in her tunic. I would. Do you like to join me?
Yes.
Into this moment comes Georgie to distract.
I think Georgie probably sees that they're fairly distracted themselves and just kind of looks around for somewhere to not be and just keep an eye on them.
Myrtle, would you like to roll a stealth roll to stealth paint?
Yes, I would. This is the best roll I've ever done. Sorry, I got a natural 20.
Yes.
That's a 25.
Whoa.
What I'm imagining is happening here is in one half of the theatre, Doc and Jem drinking whiskey. I just presumed it's whiskey. Going around one half, cataloguing. In the other half of the theatre, Myrtle stealth painting. And then you're going like this is a French farce. You're just going around in a circle, and you're like, I'm sure that we didn't have that when we were here last time, but you're now like half of a bottle down.
So every time we find something we have to order, you have a drink.
How good are your painting skills, Myrtle?
pretty average, to be honest. I'm not the set painter, but I'm relatively artistic and I've got good hand control, so they're probably passable, I'd say.
It's definitely like someone has painted the things shiny again, but yes, the things appear to be becoming more shiny the more you go around this room, Jem and Doc. But also you're drinking more, so you know.
Where are the actors?
They've gone to the bar. You didn't tell them not to, and you know it's the first night.
Yeah. Okay, everybody. Team meeting. Team meeting. Meeting as a team.
Team meeting! That was so loud that Zoom just asked me if I was playing music.
Ogden will reluctantly step out from where he was just sort of standing hidden between some scaff poles and some brooms. He'll just sort of emerge and carefully go towards the where do we have team meetings?
Where are you
We
having
have
this
them
team
now.
meeting?
Because problem with being a bird, right? So quite lightweight. Just had some whiskey. Enough whiskey that a fast scene has happened as we walked round. Right. Now, I don't want to say it was anyone's fault, but I am going to say it's everyone's responsibility. What are we going to do about someone who wants the pouch Georgie won't give up without it costing us more money? Because we're going to need to replace all the stuff that just got nicked. And also, I don't want to pay for anyone's therapy, so we can't just say do nothing. Makes sense?
What was it that was stolen, dear? I haven't noticed anything at all.
Jem?
Well, Jem will just get out the inventory list, start reading the one doorknob brass antique, one candelabra gold-ish antique, one paperclip nickel, and the list goes on.
Whoever, I don't understand, but whoever nicked it, amazing at making it look like nothing had been nicked. But I touched it, and it was two-dimensional.
But the only person who I wasn't watching wouldn't have stolen it. So I don't know who it could have been. I was watching everyone else.
I believe
I
you.
went to get them ice cream.
Wait, who didn't you watch?
Myrtle. Not that Myrtle. One of the very small ones. But it wasn't them. I trust them completely.
Which Myrtle was it? Was it Myrtle the Threequel, Myrtle Sticky Fingers? There were quite a few there today.
The one with the buttons and the curly hair.
Ah, Myrtle Goldilocks. Okay, yeah, they are innocent as a dove. They would not have stolen anything.
That's what they told me.
We've got someone out there who likes using knives and wants to hurt people. Sorry.
Where are they exactly? Out the back.
Well, ask Georgie.
I thought we weren't naming names.
Sorry.
Should we turn them over to the watch, do you think, given that they are a criminal?
Worth reporting. But
we've not done anything wrong. There's no harm in letting them know.
We should deliver unto them our captured thief, shouldn't we?
Ogden?
Yes?
You were on box office, right?
Yes?
When you finished taking the tickets and the payments, therefore. Just what did you do with the money?
It's in the cash box where it's supposed to be.
Oh, no. May I roll to investigate the cash box?
Of course you can.
Box is in a room somewhere else.
18.
Where it lives.
The cash box is surprisingly light.
Fuck!
And we'll just silently take the whiskey bottle. Glug, glug. Glug, glug, glug.
I mean,
Right.
Everything okay?
Georgie has a pouch that has a lot of gold in it, just reminding Georgie.
Best.
Yeah, Georgie also doesn't want to give it away.
The
Is
pouch.
it the pouch or-
Yeah, the pouch, not the gold.
Oh, so I can push the
You can
gold
take
out.
gold
I just
out of
can't.
it. Yeah.
Oh no.
Just
Ooh.
whispering to Doc. Do you remember before when you made people fall asleep?
Yes.
Just thinking that maybe there's somebody who, let's say, has quite a large amount of gold, but whilst conscious, may not necessarily want to give it up. Wink.
I'm not reaching into his shell, Gem.
Ogden!
That's sexual harassment, Gem.
Yeah, I suppose
Yes.
That's a lawsuit.
Hey,
Being sued for health and safety breaches. What's happened? I was trying to keep an eye on everything,
Look,
but I also had to keep
Ogden.
an eye on the people,
No.
and I had to keep an eye on the gold bits, and I
Ogden.
only have 2.
Ogden,
nobody's going into anyone's breaches, Ogden. Health and safety or otherwise, that's been vetoed. Not that it was ever on the table.
we're gonna go talk to the police.
Yes, we should talk to the watch.
Yes, the
Yes.
watch. You're gonna bring the cash box.
All right. Should I bring the box with the knife in as well?
Go on then.
All right.
I've got a suggestion.
Oh, yes.
I mean, you could just ask. I mean, I could. I know I'm not very perceptive, but I was like right here.
I'm so drunk.
I ask you to what? To find the to find them again?
Brings the pouch out and like having kind of thought on it and realised like I could take the gold out and I didn't care for it. So he's just going to be like, gives one to Doc, gives one
Yes! Yes!
gives one to Evie, gives one to Ogden.
Using Myrtle.
Myrtle.
Sorry.
Evie is rich!
Finally!
Myrtle's a halfling and it's just like,
There's,
to Ogden.
Wow.
there's
Wow, Sean.
plenty more in there.
Yeah, just start fishing it out until
Thank you.
there's any left.
Is
It's
this
fine,
legal
thank you.
tender?
I mean, how long are you going to keep going for? Because it keeps going.
Can I bite my coin?
Yeah, it's crescent moon shapes. So it's not the same shape as a dragon, but it is gold. And
Oh,
you
it's
don't
not chocolate.
you don't have to use dragons for gold. You can use any gold because different countries, places mint their own gold. It keeps going and going and going and going.
Can I roll a history check to see if I recognise where the coins are from?
Wow.
You can.
It's not my strongest suit, but you never know, it might be somewhere dwarven. That's flat 17.
It's definitely not dwarven. You don't recognise it. There are markings on it, but it looks kind of
How many have we got out at this
odd.
point? Like, oh
How
my
long?
God.
How long have you
Sorry,
been
go
going for? It's probably
I can only hold so many. I've got very large hands.
going
but-
on like 1,000 gold out of the bag at the moment. It's still
Wow.
going.
Do you maybe try just tipping it up, Georgie? Just I've run out of whiskey, and quite like to get another bottle, but well, there's gold being dispersed. It's seems a bit. How many of you are there, by the way?
Right, do we have a bucket? That might.
I'll fetch a bucket. Oh, you go and fetch a bucket.
Thank you, Biggin. Right.
You pour it into the bucket, and a very significant pile of gold coins pours out. It does stop at some point, but not before there is a very large pile of gold coins. You'd estimate somewhere in the region of, say, 10,000.
Will that cover the shiny things?
Yeah, mate, yeah. And also, the missing ticket sales.
Oh, yeah.
Going to need a bigger cash box.
We're gonna need to bank?
Bank. Yes, money place with the stuff and the thing.
We'll go to the bank. Bring the bucket.
Could we maybe if we're going to the bank with a lot of gold, perhaps we should I don't know, arm ourselves or something, because stabby people.
I have a knife in a box.
Yep.
Leave it with me. I've got what you need. And I'm imagining just kind of going over to the box cupboard. Oh, no. It's like that scene from Hot Fuzz, just opens it up. And it's
all the stuff you've had to put away because Ogden spotted it over the years and been like, that's too... It's not safe enough.
Somehow managing to cock an axe.
Bring the noise. Well, anything take your fancy? I can peel the rubber off the edges.
Nice. Myrtle, by the way, do we happen to have the armor left over from Henry the Sausage?
Ooh, I think we do somewhere.
Yeah.
Give me a few minutes, and I'll go and have a dig around.
Seem to recall the king was wearing full plate.
He was not. He was wearing a breastplate, David.
Knitted.
Oh yes, it was very much wool.
You could afford a single breastplate that was real, and the rest was knitted.
The rest was just knitted. Yeah.
Hey, but the good thing is, Myrtle has the capacity to make chainmail.
Nice.
Right?
That's kind of true.
I think, just because if we go out there and we look sort of like mean and stuff, then people who are also mean may not be bothering us of that. And if they do, then we can always do the sleepy bye-byes. So
If we suddenly look, instead of like our normal selves, but instead of that we look like we're worried that we might get robbed, do you not think people might wonder why we're suddenly worried that we might get robbed?
Ogden, are any of us actors?
I know all the lines.
Can you sell? I'm not worried. Go on, do your best. I'm not worried that I might get robbed. I want to see it in your face.
Roll a performance check.
Can I just fail it? Can I choose to fail?
I would like you to roll. You can roll with disadvantage if you would like.
love it if you're just inadvertently
was a
good.
natural one. That works. I am not worried about. I forgot the rest. I don't know these lines. I know the.
So maybe
The
we
other
can't get
lines.
away with not looking worried. Because I'm bloody worried right now. Who doesn't look worried?
I have a proposal.
Oh, please.
Yes. Well, first things first. You two need to sober up. You're no good to anyone in this state. Second of all, we have some very large coats with a lot of pockets from a previous show. What if we go out with big coats, acting like everything's normal, with our weapons inside in case of emergency?
Is anyone else terrified right now?
I'm not really sure what's happening, so not really, but I can be if you think it would help.
I'm slightly terrified that there might not be any more whiskey. And slightly terrified of the stabbing and the killing and the thieving and the amount of gold that is here now. That might lead to us being stabbed or thieved or killed.
Okay, can we put some of it back in the pouch? Just a thought.
You've tried to put it back in. It won't go back in.
Oh, well, that's a predicament.
I could get some more Tupperwares.
Ooh, this is a really harebrained idea that might be completely shit. But wanted armor. What if we put the coins inside of like a suit to make a? So we're carrying the coins on us at all times, but we're also protected.
That would be amazing.
It would take a while to sew.
Are we in a rush?
We'd like to get to the bank.
I thought we were going to go to the watch.
Bank watch whiskey.
All right.
The bank's open. Wait, was this a matinee again?
No.
If you have 10,000 gold, that opens a lot of doors. Banks, in my experience, quite keen on the old gold, and the longer we have this on us, slightly concerning. And going to the watch when we don't have 10,000 gold pieces of suspicious origin might be somewhat advisable.
What if they want it?
Well, then we can tell them it's in the bank.
Okay.
And then we talk to Willie.
Oh.
And then we get paid maybe a little bit more for the hazard.
Oh.
After all, we don't know that it didn't belong to someone who wanted to invest in the arts. So, it could.
All right.
Okay, so, and Doc goes and dunks her head in the bar sink to just try and sober up a little bit.
Closely followed by Jem.
You can do. Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, I'd like to just kind of sit to one side. Like, I started kind of carving a replacement door handle for one of the things, and I'm realizing that that's not particularly going to be useful. I'm just going to start just whittling it into something else, wondering if maybe that might start to take on another property other than being wood.
Maybe something magical. Maybe you imbue it with something magical.
Potentially. I feel like this company's in need of a moral compass, so...
You're going to make a compass.
Moral compass.
Moral compass.
It always points suspicious.
It just says steady.
Calm down.
Ogden has the Tupperware with the knife, the cash box, and a bucket of gold, which was the cleaning bucket. So he's also going to go and get the mop that goes with the cleaning bucket and put a cloth on top of the gold so it looks like it's for cleaning, and come back and wait for someone to tell him what to do.
Can Myrtle just be rifling through the costume cupboard, just throwing out anything she thinks might be useful? There's a pantomime horse costume in there, just in case. Throwing out jackets, things that could be used as armor, just anything that she thinks might be vaguely useful.
Yes, and indeed, over this montage, you all level up to level 1.
Montage.
We have the powers!
And then we fight over whether a shield is costume or prop.
Definitely prop.
No, it's got to be knitted. Wool can block anything, famously.
Mythwool.
From sight.
How would it hold the shape, though?
We'd have to have a wooden frame, right?
Or stuffing. A big cuddly shield.
Someone's got to do it with Captain America shield now. I want a Captain America shield plushie. Sorry, we have now been thoroughly sidetracked. Does everybody have their level 1 sheet prepared?
Woohoo!
Can I add montage gear of a reasonable nature?
David, you and I have disagreements about what is reasonable. So could you describe to me what you consider reasonable?
Sure. Something along the lines of some armor, like a breastplate or chainmail.
Yeah.
Battle axe and a shield. And I'd like to have found it would be a prop, but like just a proper sort of traditional. Even though Vikings never had horns on their helmets, but just a horned helmet that is probably knitted.
That is absolutely fine. Is there anything else anyone wants to pick up as we leave?
And a deck of many things. What? Sorry?
I think I'm going to hand Jem the moral compass, which is actually just a normal compass, but when it detects something of questionable morals, it just emits a...
Immediately starts going... at all of you.
Maybe I'll take that one off.
I'm not sure it's working quite correctly, but very nice craftsmanship, Georgie.
I know, it's impressive that I could carve glass out of wood.
It's quite a marketable skill, and maybe not making the most of your talents.
I surprised my own self.
You could make some novelty sausages, we could sell them in the gift shop.
No, I think we've had this argument. They're definitely a costume.
Right.
Anybody else? Evie, you have knitting needles. Do you wish to continue with knitting needles?
It depends. How effective do you believe they would be as opposed to carved daggers?
I mean, we could fashion them as a stiletto, so like a short sword.
I like the aesthetic of it, so yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Can I have some I guess, leather armor or padded armor?
Yeah, there's you could definitely find some like something the equivalent of leather armor out of the prop store. And same for anyone else who wants leather armor or equivalent.
Thank you.
I love that Beyond has and D&D has a cast-off armor, which it just feels so appropriate to have. This mishmash of like was once probably
different
serviceable.
Things. Yep. And Shamina, you don't need anything because you are just yourself.
I do have a mop and a bucket and two Tupperware boxes.
Fine with your mop.
I'm not convinced that my class comes with any weaponry because it's not equipped me with anything.
I think you can have weaponry.
And the starter equipment, potentially.
Use. Let's.
There we go.
Yeah, you got it?
Choose equipment. Yep, cool, I'm good. I'll get there.
Cool. So you are heading to the bank.
Wooden sword it is.
There probably isn't a bank in the dock ward because it's a bit dodgy down here, which is why you're running a theatre down here because it's cheap. But you could head up to the market ward, which will definitely have banks. The dock ward is quite dark at night. It's lit very infrequently. So you would probably need to find a way of lighting your way, unless you wish to proceed under the shadow of darkness. You probably know your way out of dock ward to market ward. Like, it's probably a trip that you've done quite a few times to go shopping and things. So you probably could make your way without necessarily lighting. Would you like to roll stealth rolls to be unobtrusive?
Yes.
I could try.
Got a 24.
Ooh, nice.
25. Was that a 22 for Ogden?
18.
18. Cool.
13.
13.
So because of the heavy armor, I roll with disadvantage. So what would have been a 16 is now a 2.
Yep.
A 9.
And a 9.
Just singing dwarven drinking songs, oblivious to the fact everyone is shushing me.
Well, the two of you are more drunk, and also, Jem, you're not used to wearing chainmail, so chainmail's noisy on a normal occasion, but on someone who's not used to wearing it, it's even worse because you're like moving oddly. So you're trying to be unobtrusive. It's not necessarily that you're obtrusive because you're carrying the gold, because the person who's carrying the gold is actually relatively stealthy, like blends into the shadows. But you're there like...
just cursing away.
Yeah. So
How did my grandfather wear the shite? Oh, God, it chafes.
As you are, I mean, you'd be wearing stuff underneath it, obviously, because you don't just wear armor on top of your skin unless you are, a real glutton for punishment. As you are making your way through the dock ward, as you're kind of approaching the edges of the dock ward, you are stopped by a trio of 3 guards who are kind of doing their rounds, and they just kind of hail you as you're walking past. There's a female elf, and then she's accompanied by a male furbolg and a male halfling. Furbolg are kind of like big giants, they're sort of like half giants. Yeah, furbolgs are excellent. The female elf is clearly in charge. Stop. Just standard checks. It's night time, obviously. You all out and about. Where are you going? Who are you?
We are the crew of the Saveloy. We're turning in the earnings from tonight's show at the bank. Good takings. So.
Oh, right, okay. You all going?
Yeah, this, first show. Stick together.
Right. Okay.
Tradition.
Tradition on your first show?
Yes.
Right. Gonna roll an insight check on that.
No.
And the Saveloy. Where's the Saveloy? Remind me again.
Up there, and then you turn left, and then you go down the little thing on the left, and it's got the sign out the front, and we're currently doing a show called Weenie Todd, the Tiefling Barber of Fleet Street, which you can come and see if you like. Do you like the theatre?
I've never really been, I suppose.
It's a musical.
What's that?
It's where they sing a lot while conveying the story, which involves many sausages.
Do you lot sing? Give us one then.
These are the worst sausages in Waterdeep.
Right.
That's one of the best ones.
We're backstage more than on stage.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Not that, anyone can have a sing, but we are not maybe the people you would pay to listen to.
Do you want? We could always find a tavern later on and have a sing-song of our own, kind of a fun night sort of thing.
We could do the sausage song.
We could do the sausage
Everybody
song.
does know the sausage song, to be fair, though.
The halfling pipes up. Oh, I know the sausage song. We used to, yeah. Mum always took us, yeah. The elf looks at him and he's like, yes. Well, the halfling, you fine folk just on your nightly endeavours. Just remember that Dark Ward full of dangerous people. So,
Yeah.
be careful.
Yeah. Thank you very much. We're going to do that.
Right.
Continue to bank.
Doc, as we're leaving.
Yeah.
Weren't they the people we needed to tell?
In order. Bank.
Oh, yes.
Watch. Whiskey. Bank first.
I didn't know we had a new tradition of all going to the bank together. I quite like it.
Yeah, me too.
It's like a team, It's nice.
Yeah.
Jem just clanking away, sipping from a hip flask.
Where did you get more alcohol from? Because you drank your last bottle of whiskey, so...
Always got a hip flask on. First rule of stagecraft.
It's Polygist potion. Who is Jam?
Very liquid on stage.
Indeed. As you make your way into the market ward, things get a bit brighter, everything's a bit better lit. There are a few more people out and about. There are more taverns. There are taverns in Dock Ward, but people don't tend to spill out onto the street quite so much, whereas in Market Ward, people are kind of out on the street, carousing. a little bit more. It's just better lit. There are more people here. So as you're walking through, there are definitely more people around and about. There are more people walking past you, and there are more people kind of looking at all of you. You're kind of an interesting group to look at, especially like Ogden is really tall and wearing like all black, and then you've got your turtle and your halfling. Like you're an interesting bunch altogether. So you are drawing some notice. All 5 of you walking together. But it does not take you long to get to the bank, which is still open because it's Waterdeep and it's a city, and things run late into the night.
We all go in together.
Yeah, I guess we all head in.
It's nice.
I assume we're a theatre. We have our own account, obviously, for incomings and outgoings. One would hope we don't keep it under a loose floorboard.
No, there would be a bank that you have an account with, and you would have a bank manager. His name is Aurora. You are familiar. Well, you, Doc, are familiar with him. You've met him quite a few times. Jem, maybe you've met him once or twice. Yeah.
Can we speak to Aurora, please?
Sure. I can, I guess, get him. It's quite late,
First night, end of show, box office takings. Worth giving them in tonight.
Okay, I will go and fetch him from his. Well, yes, okay. And they go into like a side room, and then clearly like you wait for like a good 15 minutes, and then he sort of emerges from the front door, and they clearly like called him.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Doc, it's quite late. It's not my usual hours. Is this urgent?
Yes, we have. Can we speak in your office?
Oh, yes. He gestures you up some stairs and into a small private office that is his, which is not suited for 5 people. There are 2. There's his chair. There's a desk, and then there's 2 chairs. So you can fight over who gets to sit down.
I'm going to gesture to Myrtle, being the eldest of our group, as the person who gets to sit.
Oh, thank you, dear. And I take it very graciously and just kind of recline, enjoying it.
We have a deposit to make. It was a smash hit, I don't mind telling you. I mean, to the point where we weren't expecting the volume of gold that came through, and we thought better to get it to you tonight.
Well, you can leave deposits downstairs. You don't need to call me in personally. I mean, he pushes his glass up his nose. You don't need to do that to me personally.
Din's gonna pick up the bucket and just put it on the desk.
Take the cloth off, Ogden.
He picks one up and inspects it. I see. In a single evening?
Oh, it was packed. We'd never seen any. Well, we saw something like this, but, last time was a few years ago, as I'm sure you can recall.
Did you see the Barber of the Grill?
Would you like to make a deception check?
I'm gonna have to. Someone help!
Turns out there's a lot of money in fringe theatre.
I did see the Barber of the Grill, actually. When Doc told me how well it was going, I thought it would be worth popping in and seeing how it was doing. So I did in fact come and see it. I did enjoy it greatly.
Non-natural 20.
What are you doing at the moment?
Ogden is really the expert, knows all the lines even.
Attend the tale of Weenie Todd. With the price of sausages, what they are, when you get them, you get them.
It's not a snappy title.
The Tiefling Barber of Fleet Street.
The Tiefling Barber of Fleet Street.
Yes.
Right.
If you were thinking of coming to see the show, Ogden is not, in fact, in it.
Right. Is Amorphia in it? I enjoyed her performance last time.
Yes, has an amazing sort of tour de force performance towards the end as well.
Right.
Yeah. sorry, so we just thought better safe than sorry, drop it all off with you. It can be safely stowed away. We don't want this sort of takings hanging about. Who knows who might nick it?
And everyone paid in these unusual gold.
Tour group from out of town.
Right. Right.
Tourists.
Interesting.
Love their theatre. And anyway, that's everything. I think just take a receipt and just be on our way.
Yes, well, do leave me a ticket on the door for tomorrow. I'll come by and see it. It must be fascinating.
I will make a mental note.
Yes, we'll keep your name is obviously. We'll put it down, and Ogden can personally show
I
you.
will
to
enjoy
it.
it so much.
Yes.
All right, well, it's been a long one for us today, so if you don't mind, we're just going to, continue our merriment, strike the set, make sure it's all ready for tomorrow.
You don't want to take any of this. You don't want to keep any. You want to deposit everything.
There's an audible clink from Gem as she tries to shift to get comfortable in the armor that may or may not sound like armor. Just, we'll be all right. Just get some drinks and things.
Yeah, we're fine, I think. Better, yeah, we can always withdraw it later. I mean, our wages, we're going to have a chat with Willie about, seeing as it's doing so well, whether there's a bonus.
Right, okay. Well, I will, yes, get on this. Interesting, yes.
Thank you.
Good to see you, Ogden.
I better back out first, hadn't I? Hang on.
Careful, mind their heads.
Yeah, manages to get the axe stuck in the door frame before realizing it should be vertical.
Be careful. It's very expensive.
Yes, it was. Well, Georgie made it actually, so it's one of a kind.
Not the axe, the door. Well, I suppose you can afford the damages now.
Okay, do we get outside?
Yeah.
Doc.
Yes.
I didn't want to say anything, but I think that he got the impression that the gold was from people buying tickets.
And
Yes.
tips.
And tips. Yeah.
That's not where the gold in the pouch came from, is it?
Well, that would be the tips, and then the stuff that was in the lockbox was from the tickets.
Oh, so it was sort of like a big tip.
The biggest.
Oh, okay. I understand
Georgie's
a bit better now.
Georgie's moral compass is just.
Right. Should we go
I'm
for
a
the watch
producer.
now?
I don't have. That's not true.
There are a few options. So you could go to the guard. Gem, you have a contact who might be able to remove a curse. You could go to a wizard and try and find out what the coins are. Try and find out where they're from if you want to find out more about the bag. Where do you kind of want to head?
I'd certainly raise the idea that perhaps getting Georgie decursed might be perhaps getting Georgie's curse removed could be the next port of call, and we can go to the watch. But I just think the longer he has this weird sort of bag fixation, it's not necessarily good for working if you've got to hang on to a sack. And I don't know, I don't like the idea of my good friend being cursed.
I mean, I'm all right.
Well, curses can be very bad for your health.
Can they?
Yes, and your safety. You never know.
If you're all right, we can. Don't have
I mean,
to.
I feel all right. I kind of like it.
A curse got my Alfred. I would feel better if
What kind
you got
of
it
curse?
removed.
A bag obsession?
Oh, the volcanic kind.
A volcano obsession?
In a manner of speaking. There were swords involved and flying birds. It was a very advanced curse.
Gosh.
Oh, Didn't think of that. Of course, we can definitely. Yes, sorry, I just was preoccupied about somebody who might want to stab our actors. But yes,
I might know somebody who has a bit of experience in this regard, who may or may not owe me a favour for priority tickets, if you know what I mean. What I mean is priority tickets.
yeah. Do I want to know what you mean?
Didn't know we did priority tickets.
Neither did they.
That's. What do you say, Georgie?
This sounds scarier now that you've all pointed out that they could kill people.
You could wake up as a volcano tomorrow.
I don't think we're insured for that.
No, volcano transformation. I think would be not under the terms we have.
It's an act of God's.
Or just with a terrible, disabling interest in geology.
Well, all right then, but I'll have to find some other container for my gold then.
Well, you couldn't put it back in.
We couldn't.
Some gold.
Yeah,
Is there any gold
you couldn't
still
put any
attached?
back
I can
in.
put any back in. Oh, I don't know that. Just kind of putting it on, it falls off.
I have some Tupperware. Would you like the cash box or the knife box? Or... Oh, I left my bucket. That's theatre property. We accidentally banked a bucket.
You still have the mop though, right?
Well, yes, but... what will I dip the mop in?
One of the Tupperwares. Worst comes to worst until we get a new bucket.
Gosh, that's very creative. Okay, thank you.
Right. Let's go decurse Georgie.
See the Tupperware, Gem is just thinking, we should have brought sandwiches.
Sausages?
So you are going to head to the Temple of Dunathorn?
Mm-hmm.
So the Temple of Dunathorn is in the Dock Ward. It is a relatively unassuming door. You're aware of it, Gem, because you worship here. There is, when you go into the door, and you can go in at any point because it's open at all hours, the door opens into quite a... I would say if you're not used to this, it's quite concerning. It's like quite dark, it's lit only by lanterns, and it's a set of stairs that goes down.
Oh my gosh.
Gem just gives a sigh of enjoyment and satisfaction. It's so peaceful here, don't you think?
I could do with some gold shiny bits, if you ask me.
As you head down the stairs, the worship house part is basically like a very small corridor. It's propped up with wooden beams, and it's clearly been made to look like a mine. It's lit with small lanterns, and there is the Talhund, which is what priests of Dumathon are called. It's called Kalana. She's a dwarf. She's got quite rough, calloused hands. Her hair is plaited back from her face, but it looks like it hasn't been redone for a long time. She coughs quite a lot, but she's wearing quite rich clothes. So she's got a very well embroidered tunic. It's got a nice leather belt over it, and it's got like nicely fitting trousers and shoes. And you would know her, Gem, because again, you come here quite often. This is quite a small room, and it's more like a corridor than a room.
Are there nice tall ceilings, or am I sort of like stooping?
I would say you probably need to stoop, because it's meant to make dwarves feel like they're in a mine.
Bend over.
She looks like she's concentrating quite hard, and she is standing in front of the door at the other end, which you've never been through because this is the place that you come. Yes, but she's standing in front of it looking quite disturbed. Oh, Gem. Welcome, and you brought friends. Tall friends.
Yes, indeed.
Sorry about the
tall
ceilings. I should have thought about that eventuality when I made it. Sorry.
Very, very nice ceilings.
Right. Yes, I suppose I can expand it if you're going to come back again.
I'm afraid they're not here as potential worshippers of the Keeper of Secrets under the mountain, but, who knows? My total friend here is, I'm afraid, under some sort of bag curse.
Bag curse, right.
Yes, he has a cursed bag.
She looks quite distracted. Well, step forward, let me take a look at you. Well, you don't look cursed. What's wrong with you?
I can't seem to put this bag down, no matter how much I want to.
Yes, that does sound like a curse. Do you need to put it down? Can't you just hold on to it?
I mean, I'm not fussed, but apparently you can die from curses.
Well, yes, that is true.
What? I thought they were pulling my leg.
No, sorry.
Yes, please.
Well,
Are you all right, by the way? You seem a bit concerned about something.
it's the dead. They won't stay there, you know. Usually they're fine. They just stay there, but they won't stay there, Jem.
Is this a regular occurrence?
No. If it was a regular occurrence, I wouldn't have come here, would I? Came here for an easy life, not to have to keep skeletons inside the graveyard at all hours of day and night. Look, I will happily decurse your friend, but I cannot do it right now.
Is that because of the whole skeleton situation?
Yes,
I mean, just looking around to try and gauge the group's feeling. We could look at something of quid pro quo.
I mean, sure, if you want to go in there and deal with the skeletons, I will happily have a sleep while you do it and then decurse your friend.
Just hit some skeletons.
Yes, please. Please go and hit the skeletons.
Only made of bone.
They're already dead. They won't feel any pain at all.
Bag, then skeletons, then watch.
I don't have
whiskey.
any watchers. I cannot help you with watchers.
Whiskey. Do you have any whiskey?
I do have whiskey. Presuming I haven't drunk it all by the time you get back here, which I cannot promise.
All right.
It's dwarven holy water.
Oh.
Skeletons.
Right. She kind of has a moment of like, oh, you're actually gonna go. Are you? And then Matt, you're fine. She opens the door and lets you step into the dwarven burial ground underneath the dock ward. Jem, you would be aware of how dwarves bury their dead. The dwarven priest would cut open the stomach, put stones in, they sew it back up, and then they put them into the wherever they're going to be buried, and leave them there. So basically, this crypt here is where all the followers of Doomethorn have been basically being kept. As the door is opened, you can't see any skeletons immediately. It is dark in here. Do all of you have dark vision?
Faintest idea.
No.
Unlikely.
Don't think so, no.
Did anyone think to bring a torch?
I mean,
In no way.
given that given that we've leveled up and I may have cantrips to pick, could potentially I just be fiddling with the in fact I can
You can.
yeah, I'm not going to use up one of my cantrips until I've properly made the decision. But what I can do is I can just fiddle with my moral compass, and instead of the it emits light instead.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Does that mean we have good morals?
I mean, it's a pretty constant light, and I'm pretty certain it's set up to be on when it detects poor morals. But it's an effective light source.
Amazing.
Well, we're doing holy work, so...
It does say that, it will flicker out.
Shank some skeletons!
Grave defacing.
Disrespecting the dead!
Out of any immoral options, save one, Jem just takes out the hip flask. May work.
Kalana closes the door behind you, and she's just gonna go to sleep.
What kind of responsible? Oh my gosh.
Jem?
Yeah.
You are aware that we are a theatre company, right?
Yes.
All right. No, as long as you're aware.
Well, I mean, I'm not suggesting we go and slay a dragon, but you are cursed. We wish you to be uncursed. Look, if it seems difficult, if we ask them nicely and they don't agree, we can always turn around and go back. But this is slightly a cultural thing for me, given that the bodies of the dead are a very sacred thing, and if they are ambling about in a way that they should not be, then my thinking and inclination is that we should put a stop to that.
And also, Georgie, not to be one way or another about it, but remember when we did the Fringe? This is not the weirdest thing we as a company have done.
It's fair. And I suppose, one way or another, this is going to get rid of my curse.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, let's hit some skeletons. Do we see any of them?
As you are looking down this crypt, what you can see at the moment is a small corridor with it's made out of stone, and there are small openings on either side, which are where bodies have been interred. The ones nearest to the door have look like they've kind of like crawled out from the side and then have been sort of blasted back. They're kind of like half lying out, like awkward. These have reanimated and then been kind of already killed by the cleric moments. Do any of you have any abilities you would like to use that will let you potentially sense the undead?
Well, it's funny you should ask. I have a sense.
Going on about gods a lot, is it that one?
some sort of sense, thinking very strongly religious thoughts, and have this sudden feeling that I might be able to channel the powers of Dumatoin and perhaps sense where these undead beasts are in some divine way. A divine sense, if you will.
Wow.
I would like to cast divine sense.
As you, do you touch the floor? Are you just extending your senses? How do you think that?
Touching the amulet that I wear around my neck, and just feeling a sort of warmth and a glow, as if, and a sort of pleasant feeling, as if what I'm doing is right and correct, and then that glow just sort of suffusing, warming my whole sort of body, and then just this moment of just rigidity, and then reaching out a hand and touching the sort of hallowed earth, and it's sort of this pulse of light just emanating from me that maybe only I can see, but where it finds undead, just having them sort of flash up as these kind of red shadows in the corner of my vision.
I think it's also warmth, you feel it, and then there's down the corridor, just around in one of these hollows, probably just at the edge of your sphere, 60 feet, isn't it?
Yeah.
You feel a pulse of cold, and you see the flash of red light that indicates there is an undead creature there. And as you feel that, all of you hear the scraping of bone on the floor. As this thing pulls itself out of its little whole, and stands up. And as it starts to approach you, and you start to be able to see it for the first time, it is dwarf, so it is Gem's height, about 5 foot. It has most of the flesh has gone at this point, but you can still see some of the hair is attached, and it's still wearing some clothes. And it's carrying a sword, which it's kind of scraping along the floor, not quite holding it up yet. And as that one starts to move, a few more, you can hear sounds start to move further down the corridor as well. So there is a kind of cacophony of sort of scraping sounds starting to occur. And as you are in that situation, that is where we will pick up next time. So, thank you everybody for joining us for the first session of Windfall in Waterdeep. I nearly said Warriors of Waterdeep, but that's absolutely not what we're doing here.
Great game, though.
Yes, so much fun. If you enjoyed tonight, we play every Tuesday, starting at 7 p.m. GMT, which is 11 a.m. PT, and we have another 3 episodes to go, so do keep joining us for the rest of the story. Roll Together is also on Mondays, starting at 6 p.m. GMT and going until 10 a.m. PT, and that is currently Seekers of Elturel Buried, which is DM'd by George, which will be running until the end of March. All of our shows are streamed at twitch.tv/rolltogether and often hosted at twitch.tv/D&D, and you can also find all of our content archived at youtube.com/rolltogetherrpg. We also have podcast versions available, so if you search for Roll Together RPG on your favourite podcast provider, you will find us. Another massive thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. There'll be a link in chat now if you want to join and check us out. We often give slightly advanced previews of what shows are coming up and the artwork to our Patreon, so if that's of interest to you, do join us. And once again, thank you to our sponsors, Hero Forge, Ultra Pro, Elderwood, and our supporters D&D Beyond, Idle Champions of Forgotten Realms, and Level Up Dice. And again, you can find us on social media as Roll Together RPG. Thank you so much to all of our players for joining us, and thank you everyone for watching. See you next week. Bye!